Erin Burnett was filming in Tel Aviv, Sirens announcing attack went off. Here.
You hear the sirens now, and this is all around the area that we're in Tel Aviv. So that initial warning, it was about, I think, 5 or 6 minutes, Dan. Okay, and then let's just keep going. All right,
This could be fire from Lebanon as well, from the Iranian instructed Hezbollah, which is part of the Iranian regime strategy of what's called survival warfare. Mobilize as much missiles coming from Lebanon. It could be the Houthis in Yemen, we don't know,
right.
But this is the Iranian regime survival strategy. Mobilize as much terror as you can to distract the world's attention away from the Iranian front itself.
Right, and then we're inside, and I don't know if everyone can still hear those sirens. We'll hear the booms when they start hitting, which sometimes are as the sirens are going, and sometimes are a little bit after. So now we're inside, and we're just going to go into a stairwell here, Boris and Brianna. And I know it's a little awkward when you watch this, but this is what it is, and I think it's important for everyone to understand. This is what has become the cadence, sorry, Dan, of normal life. And here we are now in the stairwell. So this is where we're going to go, obviously concrete fortified. And, okay, so I'll just come through here. Dan, come with me. And as we pass it back to Boris and Brianna, what I will say, guys, is that you just don't know when it's coming. So you actually have people here who are, because these are cruise missiles that they now anticipate, ballistic missiles from Iran. It's not rockets in most cases, so you can't just go. I can hear all of it right now. People can't hear it probably on our mic. We're going to show you afterwards, but I can hear it all hitting right now, whether it's being intercepted or not. So we'll know that in just a few seconds. But it's unpredictable in terms of when, and people are camping out in garages and things like that, parking garages to try to find places that are safe. So it has completely disrupted life here.
Absolutely.
Schools closed, most stores closed. Obviously, it's a war zone.
It's a war zone. I will say that in Israel uniquely, life still continues, business as usual. Why? Scud missiles into Israel, and subsequently we have been in a ballistic missile war opposite the Iranian regime and its terror proxies, whether it's Hezbollah, whether it's Hamas, whether it's the Houthis, whether it's the Iraqi special forces. So people are used to this type living under terror.
Yeah, and I can hear, and obviously everyone watching.
That was
now that you might have heard. I don't know, Boris and Brianna, if you could hear that one.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot going on out there, quite a bit, and we'll see some of these that have come in and appeared to be the sorts of things that would be like a cluster munition, where it sort of explodes in multiple pieces, and then the shrapnels come down and injured people. But so we're going to stay in here. We'll pass it back to you, but obviously we have to stay because you can hear all of this exploding right outside, and then we'll let you know obviously exactly what happened in just a few minutes. So back to you guys.
Obviously an active scene there. Erin, to you and the team, please stay safe and keep us posted on what more you are hearing. Right now on Capitol Hill, top Trump administration.
Okay, so that's going on there. The question is any other organization picking this up? Maybe, perhaps...
Trump's, to put it generously, indifference toward NATO.
Nope,
what
not there.
is the response from our allies about America's Secretary of State essentially saying, we are at war?
The president acted on the timing that gave us the highest chance of success. And that's what you're seeing play out right now. You're seeing it play out right now, and you'll see it in the days to come. We will systematically take apart their missile program. We will destroy their ability to sponsor terrorism, by the way. We will destroy their factories. We will destroy their Navy. Those objectives are going to be met. We're well on our way to meeting them. It will not be easy. There will be a price to pay for it, but that is a much lower price to pay than having a nuclear-armed Iran. I got to go meet these guys. Hold on. Yes.
See if the closing bell has anything.
In the Strait, because that's really what it's going to take. And if we can get the Strait open, I think you're going to see oil prices meaningfully lower, and I think you'll see the market rally.
Shannon, I guess the question, it's always impossible to pinpoint, but the question is, how is the market priced right now relative to what might unfold from here? It does seem as if people didn't want to get too negative, either yesterday or today, on the event that we get a de-escalatory move or something like that. So how much do you have to kind of worry about the next little turns in this story?
I think it's all about duration, not just the duration of this conflict, but the duration where we're concerned about energy supply moving through the strait, but also the duration in terms of the yield curve. I mean, we are seeing a typical inflationary response, and that is counter to what we had anticipated experiencing this year, where we were going to get 2 to potentially 3 cuts after Warsh was nominated for the Fed chair position, and now we're really back down to 1 or underneath 1 at certain points in the day today. So I think what we're really looking at right now is, do you want to be overly positioned in terms of the expected sustaining oil shock, or do you want to look at some of the names that have been perhaps oversold, caught up in this indiscriminate selling over the last 8 to 12 weeks, and do you want to start to put in a little bit of risk as we move forward over the next couple of weeks? Yes, we have history at our back in terms of the longer term implications of this type of conflict, but I also believe that there is, this is on the back again, Mike, of 8 to 12 weeks of,
shred this regime so there's literally nothing left in terms of their military capability, even their manufacturing capability of anything that resembles a weapon or use in any aggressive manner whatsoever. And we're going to strip away their leaders, not just at the top, Larry, as we are currently doing, but we're going to go down those tiers of leadership here to truly fracture these organizations on the governance side, on the military and the police and the IRGC side that have sustained this regime for all of these years. That is why this is going to take so many weeks. In terms of some specific progress here, you can see the leadership that is taking place right now. Admittedly, it exceeded our expectations because the opportunities became available now twice, and we've seized on those opportunities, certainly with the Ayatollah and 45 leaders to begin the operation, and now with the Supreme National Council coming together to vote on who the next successor is. We got a group of them. But we and the Israelis will be unrelenting in continuing the pursuit of leadership. The second thing is, and the real focal point, and where most of the attacks are going by Israel and the United States, deals with ballistic missiles and drones. These are their weapons. These are their tools. And what our audience should know is, after the June war, what's got the Israel's attention in the United States is they began to recover very quickly all of their ballistic missiles. We took about half of it down, about half of the launchers down, but they began to recover, and also their drones. They are drone experts. The Shahed drone that falls into Ukraine on a regular basis, almost nightly,
to gas prices, and what we've seen today alone is the national average for gas prices $3.11. That is up 12 cents since yesterday. That is the steepest rise since March of 2022, and now gas prices today are higher than they were a year ago.
Gas prices have largest one-day increase since 2005.
Another 10 to
here we go,
12 cents
folks.
in the next week if this situation in the Middle East does not de-escalate. But here on Wall Street, a bit of a recovery after some comments from the president, but bracing at the pump for higher prices in the next week. Casey.
Bracing indeed. Seems like we're bracing for quite a few things across all of the regions, topic areas, everyone here covered. So wonderfully for us. Thank you all very much for being here, and stay safe to our correspondents in the field. Coming up next here in the arena, we are monitoring Capitol Hill, where top Trump administration officials are briefing lawmakers right now. We will keep you updated on if they make statements or take questions, and we'll talk with one House lawmaker who's said to be in that briefing, Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton.
Wow.
So the Trump administration first says it's going to be America first, then puts out an
Chaos, folks. Just absolute unnecessary chaos. And I remind you, it is unnecessary. There's no reason we should be put through this at all. None. This is just something that the Trump administration is doing to take our eye off the ball of the Epstein files, which means there must be something very terrible in there that they don't want us to see, because this is a big nothing burger. Iran didn't attack us. There was no word of being attacked. Nothing like that, and all of a sudden this is happening, and it doesn't need to happen, and American lives are already being handled and automatically already being lost with no one in sight. This is a holy war. This is the president's holy war. You heard them. They think they can take down the entire whole of Iran and its regime, and that shows a total disrespect for Iranian culture, let alone why they became where they were. Let alone why they became what they are now, and going all the way back to the Shah of Iran. We made the same mistake with the Shah of Iran, and what do we get from it? We got 9/11. Sorry, folks, that's the truth.